Hi angels and welcome. I'm your host Lisa Everding, founder of Earthy Angels, and I'm on a mission to empower women to live authentically and to take exquisite care of themselves. You can find us on earthyangels.com or head over to our show notes to follow us on socials. Hi angels, I just returned from my week-long retreat in Ubud, Bali, and in this episode I want to share some insights and reflection on the incredible week that we've just had. Every woman needs to experience a retreat like this at least once in her lifetime. We had the most incredible time of inner work, self-discovery, unleashing your inner wild woman, fun, adventure, incredible food, Balinese culture, amazing relaxation, pampering, restoration, and the beautiful morning rituals that we embody of yoga and our mindful practices. So I'll dive into what you can expect and what results and shifts and experiences the girls and I had. So stay tuned because this might be something you want to join me on in the not too distant future, girls. Hi girls, welcome back to my Earthy Angels Connect podcast. I have returned from Bali on my retreat that I took 10 amazing souls with me to Ubud. I have been back for 2 weeks. I literally wanted to jump on and record this podcast like the day after I got back, but things kind of just took a little bit of a different turn. We've had a few things going on in our world and I needed to probably reflect a little bit, digest a little bit, I guess just sit with what had happened over the course of the 8 days in Bali, reflect on it, and now I feel ready to share. I just needed to kind of deep dive into a few things myself for the last 2 weeks. So it's 2 weeks since I got back, but better late than never. Things align the way that they're meant to, and I was meant to jump on and talk to you today. It's funny, last week I was going to, and then I ended up cleaning out things at home, and I was sneezing my head off and just, getting in cupboards and things like that. And so I felt a little bit nasally. I didn't have a cold, but I felt a bit nasally. I'm like, I can't record like this, but I guess I just wasn't meant to. I just needed to sit with it for a couple of weeks and then jump on and share with you guys. So I'm not on here to sell you as to why you should come to Bali with me. Of course you should. It's like every woman should do this. It's the most incredible trip. But I'm just here to share from experience, share from my experience, share from feedback that I've had from the girls, because sometimes people, they just want to know a little bit about it, I guess, before you invest time, money, energy, taking time off work, leaving the family, all of those things, which are a big decision. And I get it because I've done it. So I guess I just wanted to give you a little bit of background insight to what went on, what you can expect. Look, you never know what you're going to expect because every retreat container is different, but just give you a little bit of insight so that if you are thinking about it one day, you'll just know if it's right for you. I'm never really a salesperson. I just share from experience and share from feedback from my girls, and I just trust that I align with the right people, and those who need to be in my space or our community space will show up, and those that aren't, that's okay. So I just sharing from experience and give you a little bit of an idea as to what to expect and the transformations that I get for these girls. I know I do. Like I have a lot of faith and belief in myself to go, if you work with me, you're going to get results. And it's taken me a lot of inner work to be able to jump on here and say that publicly. But I trust in myself and I trust in my guidance. So I know that you are going to get results coming along on this trip with me. And this is not just a holiday by a pool, okay? This is not like a girls' trip to go and have a holiday and get back to the pool every afternoon. But yes, you will have time for that. You will have time to relax, to be pampered, to do a little bit of shopping, do all the things you love. And, you might ask yourself, like, when was the last time that I actually took time out for me to rest, to recharge, to restore my body, mind, and soul? So you will experience all of those things, but I'm here to take exquisite care of you. I'm here to teach you how to take exquisite care of yourself. I'm here to guide you how to connect more with your heart and soul. I'm here for the women who want transformation, the women who want growth, who want change, who want to level up, some healing, releasing, self-discovery, finding themselves again outside of their role as a mum, a wife, a caregiver, a partner. The women who want more confidence, maybe face some fears, look at themselves in a different way, who want shifts, who have these big dreams and don't know how to get there, who want cleansing and healing and releasing of old parts of you so that you can create space and welcome in the new. So I'm here for those girls that really want to work on themselves and want some guidance and want to be in that container where they can have that self-discovery and really shake things up in their life and find more of themselves, find more fulfillment, more peace, more happiness, and just really start to change their life to some degree. So that, in a nutshell, is what you can kind of expect to get out of a retreat if you open yourself up to receive. It's easy to go away on these trips and kind of block yourself off a little bit, but I encourage you to open yourself up to receive some shifts, to receive some guidance, to receive some signs and synchronicities and some self-care and all of those things. And I understand that that can be hard. And let me run you through, I guess, a little bit of what we kind of did in that week, but I don't want to give too much away, right? Like, I don't want to tell you every single detail because, one, like, that will wreck the surprise. I don't like to share every single little bit of, we're going to do this on this day at this time. Like, that's no fun. And also, every retreat experience is going to be different. I will mix up what I do. So some things, I will offer the same, but there might be times that I will tailor it to the group. But one thing that you can always expect is starting your day with these beautiful morning rituals of practice, of connecting in with yourself, of disconnection from technology, from work. And just having nowhere to be for a whole week is, oh my gosh, girls, it's just absolutely life-changing to just show up for you every single morning with a clean slate and just being open to receive what the day brings. So every morning we do start with some kind of ritual and self-connection. Obviously, yoga. You are there to do yoga every single day because I know that through working through the physical aspect of your body and learning to care for yourself, learning to strengthen your connection to yourself, learning to love on yourself and take care of yourself is a really powerful practice, and movement and exercise and breath work. So we are there to embody practice of yoga. It is just such a beautiful transformational practice. So every morning we start our day with some kind of rituals or yoga. We have my practice, I guess, on retreat is a little bit different as well. Like, I'm not there to take you through a sequence to hit a peak pose. Like, my practice is intuitively guided. It's a softer practice on retreat to really allow you to connect with that sensual feminine energy of embodiment and really getting connected to your body. So the practice is more intuitively guided. I use flower essences on my retreats as well. I love my flower essences I get from Kate Weston Kinesiology. We use the Lotus Way flower essences, and they're there to help amplify certain emotions, to dissolve certain things in your energetic field, to help you heal and to shift. So we use them. I use different flower essences depending on what we're doing on that particular day. We have, when you're up in the villa, the yoga studio is upstairs, and you can smell, like, just at the end of practice, you can smell the staff in the villa creating the most beautiful breakfast for you. So then we kind of wander downstairs and have breakfast by the pool, and it is just the most heavenly way to start your morning, with clean foods, with morning practice. Like, your body, you can't help feel amazing when you get home after a week of consistent practice like this. And it's funny, like, a lot of my going into retreat, I had, I'm kind of one of these people, I like to plan, but I like to allow things to flow. I'm not an over planner by any means, because I feel that blocks you. If you're so rigid and limited to time all the time, yes, you need planning, yes, you need organization. However, I still like to let intuition and spirit connect in with me, and teach in that way, move in that way, share in that way. That I was going to create a booklet for a retreat. I got the girls made up some journals to work in, but I was going to create like this booklet. So I had a bit of a plan of what we were going to do every day. And it's funny, because I sat with this a week out from retreat, I still hadn't put my booklet together. I had and when I say a booklet, like a week-long booklet, on this day, we were kind of going to work through this, and the next day work through that. And I had my booklet cover created on Canva, ready to go. And every time I'd go to put content in there, I just couldn't. I knew in my head, I knew in my heart what I wanted to do, but I just couldn't make a booklet up. And then the day before, I've jumped on again, like I'm going, really left this to the last minute. And I'm like, I actually don't think I need to take a booklet with me. I need to just trust that what will unfold, because then I'm limited by, this is the plan for the week. So I scrapped that idea, because I'm used to doing that with like women's circles and things, leaving the girls with some information to take away from them with them. But I went, I'm not going to do that on this retreat, which was a really powerful thing for me to do, because it allowed me to teach and to share and to practice with the girls in a way that I was just intuitively guided by spirit. And it's funny, every morning the girls would say to me, I would give them an oracle card on their mat. I would choose a different deck that I was going to work with, again, intuitively guided with that deck that particular morning. And I would place the cards out for them, and I would set the intention, because I'm up in the studio a couple of hours before the girls would come in for practice. I'm there early, I'm cleansing, I'm clearing, I'm protecting the space, I am resetting the energy for the space for the day, I'm tuning into what people need, I'm tuning in to connect myself with spirit, go through my own rituals. And then I would ask for guidance with my cards, that the right card, the girls would go and get the right card that they needed, and energetically set that intention with every single card I put out. And the girls would come at the end of class and they were like, are you reading my mind? Are you picking my cards for me? This is exactly what I needed to hear. Sometimes they didn't like it, but it was what they needed. And we all have times like that. And I've done a lot of work on strengthening my own power in my intuition, in my psychic ability, so I can help heal and I can help give and share and get the message and insight that I need to share with my clients. So I'm quite energetically, spiritually in tune. And even on retreat, I'm quite an empath as well. So even on retreat, there was a couple of activities that we did. And I know one day the girls, some of the girls chose to go on the swing, and I could feel one of the girls had their back to me. They were getting strapped on to go onto the Bali swing. And I could just feel in myself, my chest tightened, and I just started crying. I'm like, what's going on? I'm like, okay, I know what's going on. I'm feeling into her energy, and I could feel myself getting all emotional. And after she got off the swing, she just came to me and hugged me and just burst into tears, because it was a really powerful moment for her to overcome some fears. Now, don't worry, I'm not going to make you go on the Bali swing when we go on retreat. This is just up to individuals what they want to do. But really feeling, I have this connection with the girls when I'm working in that space with you on retreat. I had another instance where we're on a bike ride, and there's an option to do a bit of a harder part at the end of this bike ride if you want. And a few of the girls chose to do it. And I could just kind of feel in myself, okay, somebody's kind of lagging behind a little bit, might need a little bit more support. And this is I used to be a personal trainer coach as well. So all of this is coming through to me with my intuitive ability. And I would, kind of coach the girls through the end of this, at the end of this ride. And another similar situation happened where I could kind of feel this buildup of emotion, use the power of breath to help get the girls through. And then we got to the end, just this emotional embrace of tears and of, I usually quit on myself. Thank you for helping me get through this, because I'm just so proud of myself that I didn't quit on myself. So there's a lot of empowering activities that we do on this retreat that are not just necessarily yoga based. I tailor each individual retreat and connect into the energy of what's needed with the group. And some activities are not, I guess what you would say, traditional retreat activities, but I'm not your typical traditional yoga studio owner, teacher, or retreat host either. I'm here to help you to unleash that bit of an inner wild woman, or that bit of an inner child, and find that spirit and that zest for life and playfulness again, and that joy in your heart, because we become so conditioned with routine, with responsibility, with our roles that we sign up to, and that we kind of are involved in every single day, that when I take you out of these roles for a week, you are just there as this strip back bare to this raw spirit. Who am I at a soul level? And there's a lot of things that we work on through that. So on this particular treat, there's one day I took the girls on a quad bike ride, because I knew that it would, I've done it myself, and I knew the power in the nature aspect of it. Getting out, back out into nature was breathtaking. And also to really help get that free-spirited wild woman and that childlike kind of fun and joy back outside of our roles of responsibility. And the girls were like, I have never laughed that hard, like my cheeks hurt. It was just the most enjoyable day, and so many friendships were formed, and so many, there were girls there who felt like they haven't been able to trust women in the past due to certain things. And one of the girls, we're having a chat in, because I'm with these girls all the time, like for the whole 8 days that we're there. And we'd chat in the car sometimes, going to an activity. And one of the girls said in this particular car ride, she said, I've never stepped into an environment like Earthy Angels where I feel so supportive by other women, and I feel so safe with other women, and nowhere else has ever offered me that, and I've just never felt anything like it before. And so we kind of find that this is what I invite into my studio. This is the intention, the energy that I set, that this is what I get. And I do get women come into that container who are supportive and who are like-minded, or who want to grow, who want to better themselves, who really value being part of a powerful community. And they felt this on retreat. So there was this really powerful, beautiful sisterhood of friendships formed, which I know some of them will last a very long time as well, because we're in such a powerful container for the week. And at the end of the week, the girls said that they just looked, they didn't say, I said, sorry, they just look so radiant, like compared to, it's like their soul had been cleansed, their physical body had been cleansed, and they just had this new spark of energy in their eyes, and just this new spark of life, and this new zest for life. And just the week of cleansing, of taking a break, is just such a powerful gift to give yourself. And when I come back after retreat, I had a lot of the girls in the studio ask, like, how was retreat? What was it like? And it is honestly so hard to put into words. I would just say it was amazing. We just had the most incredible time. That it was, for me, it was amazing seeing the transformation, or the shifts, or the joy in the girls, the radiance in the girls. But it's hard until you're actually there to experience it in yourself. It's hard, even with me sitting here sharing this with you now, it's hard to kind of bottle up a whole week's worth of experience into a quick episode on the podcast. But what spoke really highly to me was the after effects, like the results that the girls got. Because, like, you're taking time out for yourself. Yes, we're doing inner work. Yes, we're working on all of those things that I said before, the healing, the releasing, the inviting more of what you want into your life. But you are giving yourself an opportunity to restore, to nourish, to pamper, to really take the most exquisite care of yourself for a whole week that you just can't help but feel good. And a lot of the results that the girls said to me, I'll share some testimonials when I'm ready on the website as well. But like a couple of things that the girls have said to me since coming back, which is probably really good actually that I did record this a couple of weeks after, because now in hindsight, like I've had a bit of time where the girls have shared a bit of feedback with me that I can share with you, so that you may know kind of what you can expect. And everybody goes in with different intentions. Everybody gets different results. Some people find they get results throughout the week on retreat. Some people can have some quick shifts. Some people might feel like they kind of, I had a wonderful week, but feel, oh, am I missing out? I didn't get the big transformational shift. But it might have just sparked something in you that when you come back, you kind of find something changes inside you when you come back, or how you show up. Like one of the girls said to me, she goes, I've just found that since coming back from retreat, I've had this realization that my work environment doesn't align for me anymore. So it's prompted her to start looking at a few different options for what she does for work. So some people can find instant shifts. Some people find you're always going to have shifts that kind of happen. And a shift is like, it could be a change. It could be a transformation. It could be like a different path trajectory in your life. It could be different habits that you take on. It could be different relationships. Like there's many different shifts that you can have. It could just be that you shift from feeling quite down in yourself to feeling more of a state of joy. You could shift by going in feeling such a grumpy mom. It sounds awful, but we all have those times, girls. Trust me, we all have those times where you feel like you're just so angry at the kids all the time, or you feel like you can't breathe. Then you come home and you just feel you appreciate your kids and your partner a lot more. You have more time for them. You have more patience for them. You feel that you're just letting things go, that you're not sweating the small stuff like the housework and the washing, and going, it's actually more important that I prioritize just being with the kids, because you learn what it feels like to just be a little bit more. So there's lots of different shifts. So when I use the word shift, that can relate to so many different things. But a couple of the girls said to me, that their relationships had improved, like intimacy, connection, or appreciation for their partner. Like I was getting these messages saying, it reminded me how much I really am grateful for my partner, and how much I love him, and seeing what he did for the kids when I wasn't there, and how much he stood up, and how much, stood up for had to step up and take care of the household is what I'm getting at, and how much I really appreciate that about him, and how much he's appreciated me because I haven't been there for the week, or how the kids have responded differently. They've had to step up a little bit, and they've had to cope because mum's not there. That has made them become a little bit more independent. So I would get messages like that about how there were shifts in the dynamics of the household for the better, and how, I find it too when I go away, even when I'm away on retreat, I miss Tom so much. I miss the kids so much that I would just get, beautiful messages from him. And then when I get home, I'm like, I just can't wait to see him. So absence does make the heart grow fonder, and it really helps you appreciate your partner when you're away from them. Some of the girls were funny. They were saying like their husbands are like, what happened to you? My family are wondering where the old me has gone, like some of the girls are saying like, their kids were like, you're just so much happier. And like, it's not a bad thing, girls. It's definitely not a bad thing. Or you're not as irritable. And what the girls were saying, she goes, I just find myself singing and dancing around the kitchen and saying, YOLO, baby. Like, it just made me realize, how much, we only live once, and we need to do more life energy giving things for ourselves to really get that spark of life back in ourselves, because I was so stuck in just the rat race and the mundane chores all the time. I've had girls who've said to me like, my confidence has soared. It actually taught me on retreat how to use my voice. I learned how to speak up for myself. I learned how to use my voice and say how I feel. one of the girls, was saying that they're not frozen by anxiety anymore. She said since coming back, she's telling me all these things that she's been doing. And she's like, you've taught me the tools in how to shift, by certain physical things that you do to shake it off, or the power of breath. They said, I'm not frozen by this anxiety that's kept me riddled with fear. I just feel so much more confident in myself. I'm feeling calmer. I don't get flustered like I used to. I'm not sweating the small stuff. I come back from the retreat feeling lighter, but empowered to make the changes to my lifestyle that I truly was seeking and crave, but now I believe I am worthy of. That's a big thing, that's a really big thing that holds us back, is we just don't feel like we're worthy of those desires, or we're good enough. So we go through a lot of that in the retreat as well. I've had girls saying like, I'm a greater mother and woman and partner because of this experience. Like, I found myself again because of you. Thank you. Like, I want to come back next year. I realize this is something that, if I'm allowed to, I want to come back and do every single year, just to stay in that. And it's important, like, to stay in that container of just like an annual reset. But it's also important to give your partner that permission too, that you own. I believe, like, we come here at our own soul journey, we sign up in these roles for partners or for mothers, but we're still here to honor our own soul and what we need as well. And so stepping away from those roles for a week just takes you back to, who am I at a root level? Who am I at a soul level? So that was a really, really powerful eye-opener for some of the girls. And by me sharing these results with you, like, I'm not sharing in an arrogant way. It's in a way of saying that this is what can happen when you go on a retreat for the week. But I'm just the messenger, right? I just share the message. It's up to the girls. It's up to you to do the work. The girls that I saw that had the biggest shifts were there for the right reason. And they were there and they opened themselves up to look at their stuff and look at them in a deeper level and do the work, and took on board what I shared every single day, or took on board some of the experiences, because we've got our rituals that we do on site, but then I take you away for some local experiences as well, which are just so powerful. And I create an itinerary that is designed to evoke shifts and a different perspective in you, because look, you might say, and I've said it too, like, I've been to Bali, or I've been there enough, I won't go back. And I used to say that, one of my first trips to Bali was when I was 18. I think we're nearly 19. Tom and I, it was our first trip to go to Bali, because it was cheaper to go to Bali than it was to the Whitsundays. So that was one of our first overseas trips. And I didn't go back for a very long time. And we've done a lot of extensive travel on overseas adventures with the kids and just Tom and I. But there is just something so different about Ubud. Like, I've been back there. We took the kids to Bali for the first time. They've done so many really crazy things around the world, and I've never taken them to Bali until 6 months ago. And we traveled around the islands off the coast of Bali, and we were there for 3 weeks. And I did take them to Ubud. And I've been back to Ubud many times on retreat as a guest. I've run retreats over there. And there is just something really powerful about Ubud. It is different to your touristy areas of Bali, I guess, like your Kuta and Nusa Dua and all of the different places that a lot of people go to, Seminyak and all of this. Ubud is different. It's a very, very... I feel it's one of the most powerful spiritual places that I have been, and it's the local experiences that I take the girls on as well. So, for instance, one of the sound healing experience is the most powerful sound healing that I have ever been on in Ubud. It was just incredible. It's just so different. One of the girls was like, that's my first sound healing. I'm like, oh my God, I've set the bar so high. Nothing is going to compare to that for a very long time for you. But it was amazing. And she said that was one of the highlights of her trip, was the sound healing, because there was a lot of shifts that happened on that day for a lot of pretty much nearly every single girl on that trip at this amazing sound healing that I will take you to. was just so profound, and I just loved it. And the culture over there, I've got a lot of local friends that I have made over the times that I've been to Ubud, and some of these beautiful people that we take you on a couple of cultural traditional experiences that you really get to experience the Balinese culture. They are so kind, and their kindness, their love, and their compassion, their appreciation for life, and the simplicity and the beauty is so powerful. It strips away layers of ego, and Uber just has this way of connecting you to your soul, to your authentic self, because I feel we can learn so much from the Balinese culture. It will shift the way that you look at yourself and life itself, and it will shift you to the root of your core in ways that you never even knew that you needed. Because there were so many times I would talk about it too in practice, like, what can we learn from the Balinese? Because they just have a really beautiful spiritual culture. And even just talking to the villa staff and talking to some of my friends that I will connect you guys with on retreat, we can just learn so much from them. So stepping into that beautiful culture is for me, a really powerful experience, which is why I chose to go to Ubud. And it's just different. You won't understand it until you experience it for yourself. But what I offer over there, you couldn't do here for that price as well. I mean, you're looking at, just to give you an idea, like I've been looking at a few different retreats over the time, and for the same, for just over $3,000, you get 3 days in Byron. And I've even looked up some of the Whitsundays that are double than that. And for what we can kind of package up and offer you in Ubud is just such incredible value, but also it's the spiritual experience that you get from some of the local traditional activities that we will take you in, which was, the girls love them. Like, they absolutely love them. I got all these texts and in chats and in emails coming back, just kind of sharing their experience about some of these local traditional activities that we did, and just their chats with some of the local people. They're like, this is a different culture, and it has just really instilled that beautiful compassion for humanity, which also instills this compassion for yourself. So it really gets you to look at yourself in a different way by being over there in Ubud. So the girls got so many different shifts, transformations, experiences. And I also found for myself as a retreat host, as a teacher, as a person, I'm very honest with my girls on retreat, and I felt a lot of growth myself as well. And I've really found a lot since coming back, and I'm very vulnerable with the girls. I always am on here in the studio on retreat. I just kind of say it how it is and share what I go through, because I believe that through my experience, I teach from that, which helps other people. And one of the girls said to me, she goes, I was just talking about certain ways that I've doubted on myself or lacked confidence, and she goes, I can't believe that you went through that. I look at you as my absolute goddess, and you have no idea what you've done for me. You've saved my life. And I said to her, I said, I'm no different. I'm human. Like, I'm no different from you. I'm no different from anybody else. I go through these same things. I just chose to do the inner work, and I just made a decision that I'm going to start to believe in myself. And the biggest thing that I did is I committed to daily discipline. I was so disciplined and committed to my daily spiritual rituals, which is what has really helped me shift and up level. And when I went to a retreat many years ago, that's where I kind of found that I fell in love with some of these spiritual practices and the power in showing up for myself, whether it's weekly, a couple of times a week, or daily, to do some of these rituals. And the girls have said the same thing to me too since coming back. They're like, I've just realized how much I crave and I need yoga in my life, and I realize how much I need to bring in some meditation, or they've learned the power in working with oracle cards or flower essences, or their self-talk, or their thoughts, or their journaling, all the different things that we did. They've now kind of understood diving into it for a week, you can really understand the power that it can have on your life. And I even found for myself, I I level up and I find more of my authentic self every single time I go to Ubud. I also had another shift. And it's funny, like even for me, for my cards that I was pulling every day, different decks, all my cards were around being the healer, being the master, being the teacher. And I'm not saying that in an arrogant way. I'm saying that, it's amazing how when you show up for yourself and you do this inner work, you experience growth and you experience change. And I've done a lot of work on myself, and I'm never arrogant enough to say that, I've done more growth or compare my growth to others. I just continually show up with this attitude of I'm just always going to show up for me and work on myself. And I really understood the fundamentals from that, from going to a retreat and from my yoga practice, has really helped me to strip back so many layers of ego and connect more with my soul. And as a result, I found this newfound confidence. I found this freedom to express the real me. I found more strength and belief in myself and what I offer the world. And I've come back with this new confidence of embracing and accepting the leader and the teacher and the healer in me, but also working with the Balinese, or not working with, but being in that environment of the Balinese for the week, and being in this beautiful container with these girls for the week. I've embodied more softness and love and kindness and compassion for me and for others and for life. And I've realized that now I'm seeing the world through new eyes again, and I'm seeing me through new eyes again. And I've been having these big shift since I've come back, and I'm not going to go into it now. This will probably be, I'm just going to wait and see how this story unfolds, but we've had a lot of things happen over the last couple of weeks, and this could be another whole new podcast episode of the shifts that I've had personally for myself, even just being in that environment as a retreat leader, coming back after the week. And I have now so much faith in myself. I'm not just a yoga Pilates teacher, like everything that I offer on these retreats goes so much deeper than that, from all of the years of work that I have done on myself. I've been on many trips, many corporate trips with my husband's business, where we have been treated in the most, we've just been taken care of and been really spoiled, and everything's been taken care of, all the activities and everything, that I've been on the receiving end of that, and I've gone, this is epic. That's how I deliver my retreats, so that the girls, everything's taken care of for the girls. And I've done so much spiritual work, like psychic medium coaching, manifestation, I've done so much work behind the scenes on teacher trainings, on my own personal development and growth. And it's been nothing for me to go overseas 3 times a year. So I'm used to traveling overseas. I'm used to doing this, that I feel I really have so much to offer you as a retreat leader. And I've got results for myself. I've got results for my community. I've got results for my members. And I know now, even coming back now, post-retreat, I've shifted to a whole other level. I know my boundaries of what I will and won't accept on retreat. I've grown, I've shifted. There are definitely things that I can tweak, that I can improve on, that I can change. That's just life. We're never going to get everything perfect every single time. You just look at how things have unfolded from experience, and you can tweak and you can change and you can improve on it. But I can tell you hand on heart that I know that I'm there for girls who want to grow. Don't come with me if you just want a holiday by the pool. I'm there to get you results. I'm there to help you level up, help you improve your confidence, but help you to open up to receive more of what you want with that self-discovery. And you will go home in this bliss bubble of feeling so calm and so peaceful and so reconnected back with yourself, that you just can't help see things in your life start to change. And change is a good thing, my friend. And plus, like we stayed at a beautiful villa. We felt, even a few of the girls were saying, I just felt so much lighter after being there and eating the clean food all week, having a really nourishing diet, it's just bliss, girls. Yoga, clean foods, breath work, meditation, cultural activities, a beautiful, beautiful villa that we stay in. it's like every woman's dream to just kind of leave the kids for a week, leave the rat race for a week, to just take time out for you. So there's so many amazing, just, oh, it'll just blow your mind. Like, there's just so many amazing things that on offer on a retreat like this. And but you also might find that we might just leave an impression on your heart forever. I had a couple of girls, I cried. I absolutely cried. I had a couple of girls get the angel wings tattooed on their, one on their heart and one just kind of just around the left of their heart. And I was just so emotional, going, wow, like, we must be really offering something truly special for our members to get our angel wings tattooed on their heart. It just blew me away. I'm getting emotional even just talking about it now. And I'm just forever grateful for this experience, and for the girls that are in this community. It's just such a really powerful community to be a part of, and I'm forever grateful for this experience and having the courage to take you with me, because it is a lot as a teacher and a human being to hold space for 10 women for an entire week, and not all teachers can do it. Like, if you I'm maybe speaking to the teachers here, like, if you maybe struggle being with people all the time, or get triggered by certain things, or get really overwhelmed, it's a lot to take on a whole week away from your own family to go on a retreat and hold space for 8 to 10 women for an entire week. But I have now learned how to, well, one, I freaking love it. Like, it's my calling. I wouldn't have it any other way. I actually thrive on it. I love it. But I know how to cleanse and protect my energy consistently daily. So I am there to reset, and I'm at my absolute best for you day after day. And I don't think people realize how much that you actually take on energetically before retreat, during retreat, and then after retreat. And I'm a generator in my human design. So I am here to light up the world. I am here. People feed off my energy. And I used to feel, because I'm very much an empath and I give a lot, and I would feel quite, I guess, drained from that, but not knowing how. It would show up in the way of maybe feeling drained or overwhelmed or tired or irritable with my family, or maybe getting run down or unwell. That I've learned the tools now on how to cleanse my energy, how to shift my energy. And I teach these a lot to the girls on retreat as well. And they were saying how it's really helped them with their day-to-day life, how to cleanse their own energy field and be mindful and just aware of their energy. A lot of people aren't aware of what you take on and what you absorb. So being in that retreat container, I cleanse my own energy, and I teach you how to do that as well. So you're there for your best for you, for your best for your family, for your best for your work environment, for your best for your kids. And I just love it. I really, really love it. And part of my human design to being a generator and giving is caves. That I know that what that means for me is then I have to go and retreat in my cave for a little bit to it's like fill myself up with, it's like plug myself into a charger again, and then just kind of reboot. So then I'm at my best. So I really have learned how to protect my energy so that I can just give so much to the women that are with me in that container all week, that I just felt so amazing. I'm on the go from kind of 5 o'clock in the morning last to kind of go to bed like 11 o'clock at night. And I was just so lit up by what I was there to do and to share, and see the experience through the girls' eyes, like see their experience and their joy and their change. It's not all joy. There's times, absolutely, there's times of shifts, there's times of growth, times of letting go, times of releasing. But that's what we're there for, girls. We're there to do that bit of inner work on ourselves, to find your power and to find yourself. And sometimes we have to strip away parts of ourselves that we've been hanging on to, and that can be hard. It blew my mind, and the girls will testament for this as well. the amount of signs that we saw show up for us on retreat. There was one particular day we were at a cleansing ceremony. So this whole day we were kind of, our practice was about releasing and letting go. Our activity for the day was a traditional Balinese cleansing experience. And I don't want to go into too much detail and give it all away from you, but we're about to step into these pools. And we looked up, one of the girls goes, "Oh my God, there's a snake." And we saw this snake kind of right near us. And it was kind of, there was like a spout. I don't know the correct terminology for it. It's on the tip of my tongue, but like where the water would kind of flow out into these pools. And there were a few of them. And the very end one away from us was a snake was kind of, circling around this fountain. And we're like, "Oh my gosh, it better not fall into the water." We're freaking out. It didn't. But I said to the girls, I said, "Do you realize how powerful this is?" A snake, on a spiritual level, a snake represents transformation. A snake represents changing. A snake represents out with the old, in with the new, like endings. A snake sheds their skin. It doesn't go looking for its skin again. Once it sheds its skin, it simply moves on. And we're about to get into a cleansing pool. We're about to do a ritual of cleansing and releasing and shifting and the ending and letting go. And there's a snake right there. Like, we're freaking the F out, but we also felt so calm. It was just really, really funny how we kind of like, oh my goodness, but we felt so calm at the same time. And the sign of having a snake at that particular time was like, wow, just absolutely wow. And quite a few of the girls saw so many signs show up for them, whether it was through dragonflies, whether it was just through, just so many. There were so many different signs that were showing up in so many different ways. It was incredible, absolutely incredible. And then I come home at the end of the week. I've come home. Tom's like repainted the whole house. He's the kind of guy that can't sit still. He's like repainted all inside the house. Riley's got a new Jeep Wrangler. I'm like, what the hell, Tom? I leave the kids with you for a week and I come home and she's got a new car and there's things like moving and shaking at home. And it was good though. It was really, really good because you're just so invested in this little retreat bubble for the week that you come home and it's almost like you then share that energy with your household. You then become so much calmer. And this is what the girls have been saying to me. They're like, "I just feel so much calmer at home. I just feel like I've really shifted my role as a mum, and I'm more empowered as a woman because I've started to embody more of that feminine energy because of all of the rituals that we have been doing all week." And I'm telling you, like, you work with me in this small intimate container, you work with these like-minded women, you can't help but transform or shift or find your power or level up or learn to love and appreciate the beautiful soul that you are. And you come home and you're reflecting so much on yourself and your life because you find it hard to find the time and the space to do those things when you're in the rat race, when you're so busy just in survival mode or in that heightened nervous system that you remove yourself from that for a week and you really reflect on what's working, what's not working, what you need to change, what dreams you have in your heart and soul, what you want to start manifesting, that you come back and you learn to start living in alignment with your authentic self because you awaken this dormant part of your authentic self. And when you do that, you start manifesting more of your heart's desires. So it is such a powerful container to be in for a week. And I really, truly hope I get to work with you on a retreat one day because I just know the effect that it can have on you. And I just know how much you will really start to love and appreciate and value the beautiful soul that you are. And every woman deserves to do this for herself one time. And every woman is worthy enough to do this for herself one time. So when the time is right for you, and you know what, the time's never going to be 100% right. There is always, every single girl that come with me, there was some kind of obstacle to overcome to get there. And some even like the night before working through a few obstacles that presented themselves. But every single person said, I'm glad I came. I have no regrets. I'm so glad that we made this work, because this is the most transformational thing that I've ever done for myself. So thank you. So I hope to share that with you one day, angels. Have a beautiful rest of your day. And I am back into podcast mode, back into work mode. And I have so much more to share with you guys soon. I will chat with you soon, my friends. Bye. Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed today's episode and want more, feel free to follow or subscribe on whatever platform you listen to. You can also head over to earthyangels.com or join our private Facebook group, Earthy Angels Connect, for more community, blogs, updates, inspo, motivation, support, and to connect with a tribe of like-minded souls. And if you have a moment, we would be super grateful if you would love to leave a review. Sending you so much light and love, Angel.